All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, you should have had your grid finished. I know my grid looks a little crooked, but that's a little bit from the camera and the camera angle. So I've got my grid over here. I've got my 4 boxes, and I've already gotten a photograph which has been divided into 4 boxes right over here. So that's all set up for me, and right now what I really want to do is I kind of want to go over once again what to draw. Now, when you look at this picture, you see all this texture, you see gray, you see all that other stuff. We will get in there, we will shade it. What I want to do though is I just want to draw what you see. And what you see I want you to draw is I want you to draw edges. And like right here, you could see this sort of dark line, this crease which is on the side of the mouth. You don't have to know what part of the face you have, but you want to see that's an edge. I've got an edge here. All right, I've got a little bit of an edge there. I certainly have edges here, which these are the teeth. And I kind of have an edge here, but the big thing I'll tell you guys to do is that if you can't see something or you don't know where it is or what the edge is for you to draw, don't make it up. Don't draw it. Draw what you see. Focus on what you can see. So I'm going to start with this. Now, I could start anywhere. I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to try to get an idea of where in this box does this intersect right here on this red line. And when I look at that, it really feels like it's very, very close to right in the middle. So I'm going to try to guesstimate what right in the middle of that box is on that line. And that's going to help me get started. Now, if I look at that shape and I see which way it goes diagonally up to the left, it doesn't go all the way to that corner necessarily. So what I want to do is I want to kind of use that as a guide for me to start working on that shape. So I'm going to kind of sketch a little line that goes that way. That's already given me an idea of what to do in this box. Now, as I go beneath it, you can see it starts to curve back towards the middle. So when I make my line, I make it sort of curve back towards that middle. And I'm going to look to see that these parts look like they match up. This little piece here is a little bit smaller than the opposite side. So I kind of have, listen, you're never going to know if you're exactly right unless you really look at it, but you need something on the paper to judge whether that looks right or wrong. And everybody in here, you know, no one's going to be exactly perfect, but I think everybody can be really close. And if it doesn't look right, and if it looks like it's all over the wrong place, this is the time for you to stop and erase. I said I felt I had another edge here. I see this sort of dark edge right in here. And the first thing I'm going to do is look at this part of the box, which is right here on my paper, and try to figure out where this is compared to where is the bottom. And that, to me, this is a little bit smaller from here to here than it is through the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of try to pick out a spot as well on my picture where this part right here would be a little bit smaller than the rest of it. And then I'm going to take a look. I'm going to see that basically the edge goes downward towards that corner and sort of curves up. I sort of lose it over here somewhere. So I'm going to kind of decide how far into the box that should be. And then I'm going to start working on that curve, which to me goes sort of downwards and sort of flattens out a little bit right there on the edge. All right. Now I'm going to try to take a look. I got a little bit of an edge over there. This forms for me a little tiny kind of almost triangle. So if I look at that kind of triangle and try to get the same sort of thing, that'll give me a real sense of where I'm going over here. And again, if I can't really make out something, I don't know what to draw right in this area, I'm just going to leave it blank. A lot of this will be done by just shading later on. Now I got these teeth, or what I'm guessing are teeth. Now I'm going to try to figure out where is the bottom of this tooth. Now that's important for me to get this part right because this is going to line up with the next picture. And if I put it too far down or too far up, it'll kind of look weird. So I'm going to try to figure out where approximately that should be in my picture. I'm going to kind of feel like right around there. And I'm going to try to see how far into this box should it go. And I'm going to say that tooth should come around here. Even if I don't draw the shape exactly right, I want to make sure I get the size and the placement correct. Because if I don't get those things correct, the rest of it really kind of almost doesn't matter. If it isn't the right size and if it isn't in the right place, it really doesn't matter if I draw the shape exactly right. I've got another tooth in there, and then I have another little edge kind of right near that tooth. And really for this picture, that might be all I need to draw. And I would just leave it at that. So if I happen to get this photo, that's what I'm going to draw. I'm going to do one more, or I guess I'm going to talk about one more. Well, what if you get a picture like this? And we look at a picture like this and I see, well, Mr. B, it doesn't really look like there are any edges on this one. Where and what am I going to draw? Well, there are a few pictures like this, and the pictures themselves, you know, you might look at them really quick and say, well, that doesn't look too hard. Why can't I get one of those to do? Well, it still is as important as the eye, the nose, or anything else like that, because those are really like part of the face, and we can't have this whole portrait with one big part missing. So even though I have to give out some of these, you may see, well, I don't really see an edge. Then don't draw anything. You know what? This one will be all about shading, and we're not going to start doing the shading until probably Monday or Tuesday. So if you get a picture like this and there's only a couple of them, just keep in mind, if you don't see something, don't make it up. Later on, we'll do this all with the way we shade with the pencil. So make sure that you submitted your grid and I checked it. And then again, check your chat. You should be getting photographs submitted shortly. So keep that in mind when you're working, that they all have to fit together, that they're all important. And don't make up stuff. Don't draw what you don't see. Just keep it to what's in the actual photograph.